Hello and welcome to a video today showing you how to expose Home Assistant publicly with SSL without the need for an NAT Loopback, which quite a lot of tutorials need, and this can be used later on for use with integrating your Home Assistant with Alexa and Google Assistant. Firstly, this tutorial only works if you have Home Assistant OS. This used to be called Hassio, so if you have any of these and if you're not sure, I'll show you how to check it now. So we're going to begin and presume that you know what Home Assistant is and you already have a Home Assistant OS setup working. So we're now going to navigate to the login page. You can go to the IP address and port number, or to homeassistant.local and then your port number. Now, if you're not sure if you're running Home Assistant OS, what we can do to check it is go down to configuration. This should be in the left side tab. If it isn't there, then you need to click the three lines in the top left with the triangle. Now in the configuration view, we can then scroll down to the bottom and click info. Now we can scroll down, and if you see a title saying hass.io, this means you have the correct operating system installed and this tutorial will work for you. Now we're going to use the side tab again and we're going to click Supervisor, which this is the addition that only appears in Home Assistant OS. So now we're in the Add-on Supervisor page. We're going to click at the top, Add-on Store. Now in the search bar at the top, we want to search in NGINX, which should bring us two options. We want the bottom one, which says NGINX Proxy Manager. Click on that. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. All we need to do is click install and wait for it. This process can take a varied amount of time depending on what your system is running on. If it's running on a slow old Raspberry Pi like mine is, then it will take up to about 5 minutes. Once this time is completed and you think it's probably about ready, either let it run, or if it's still taking a while, we can click the refresh button at the top of the page. All we need to do now is click start, which should run. But if you have anything running on port 80, then this will not work and will present you with this error message. If this is the case, then we need to click configuration at the top of the screen. Now all we need to do is go to where it says HTTP entrance port and change this to any other port number that is not currently being used. I tried 90, 91 and these all worked, but it depends on your system. You do need to remember to click save in the bottom right hand corner, otherwise it won't change. Now we can go back to the info tab at the top and click start, and it should start pretty much straight away. Now we just need to click the blue button in the bottom right hand corner which says Open Web UI. This will direct you to a new page which should open in a new tab. Then all we need to do is put in the example email addresses, which is admin@example.com, and the password is changeme, all lowercase, on the screen now. A common problem when I was setting this up was an error message saying bad gateway when you click the sign in button. This was resolved by leaving the add-on running for about 5 minutes, coming back to it and pressing sign in again, and it works straight away. Now what we need to do is create a new user, as this is currently only the example email address. We can do this by clicking users in the bar at the top. Then what we can do is click add user and type in your name, your email address and what password you want to be. Make sure you enable administrator permissions for this to work. Now it's actually time to set this up. We now can click 0 proxy hosts, so we click on that button, and what that does is bring us up a blank box. We need to press the big green button that says add proxy host. This should then bring us up a pop-up box, which we now need to go to DuckDNS to set up. We need to add a new tab to our browser on whatever device you're using and type in duckdns.org. We can then sign in with any user you want. This can be done using Reddit, GitHub, Twitter or Google. Sign in now. This is a free service, you don't ever need to worry about the cost, so thank you DuckDNS for that. What we can then do is we get this box at the bottom that says domains. We can add up to 5 domains, we only need 1. And you see this box that says http:// and then a blank empty white box. Click on the white box and type in whatever you want. This can be anything, but this is important for a later step. Now you've thought of a name, we can type that in the box and then click add domain. If this has been done successfully, we should get a green box saying it has been added to your account. We now need to navigate back to Home Assistant and the box we were in before. In the NGINX proxy manager box that we had before, in the Proxy Host, we now have a box that says domains. They should be near the top. We now need to type in the full URL that we got from the DuckDNS. So whatever you named it, plus.duckdns.org. An example is being shown on the screen now. We can then leave the scheme on HTTP, but change the forward hostname /IP to your IP address, local IP address of your Home Assistant machine or homeassistant.local. The forward port is very important. This is the port that your Home Assistant is running on. Typically this is 8123, but you could have changed it when you set it up. For some reason it seems that this only works if you enable the WebSocket support box, so turn this on now. Now we need to go to the top. We're currently on the Details tab, we need to click SSL tab. Under where it says SSL certificate and it says none, click on this. We then get given the option to request a new SSL certificate. We want to click on this. Now before you can request a SSL certificate, you need to go to your router configuration and access the port forwarding settings. You then need to forward whatever port you used earlier, so this is typically 80, but if you changed it to 90 because of anything else running, such as emulator 2, then you can forward that to the machine your Home Assistant is running on. This next step will not work without doing this. I'm not going to provide a tutorial for how to do this here because every router is different and I'd be going for ages. However, there is plenty of other tutorials online showing you how to do this. So just type the name of your router brand and what model number it is, and then it should come up with a tutorial on how to port forward. Once you have done this port forwarding, we can go back to our SSL tab in NGINX Proxy Manager. We can then click request a new SSL certificate. You then just need to type your email address in the box at the bottom that says email address for Let's Encrypt. You do not need a previous account set up. All you need to do is type your email address in that you can access, click the box that says I agree to the terms of service, and then click save. Now it should take you out of that pop-up box and bring you to the Proxy Host page. You should then see your URL under source and the destination, which is taking you to the Home Assistant machine. If all has gone well, under status it should say online. This means it has all worked successfully and you have followed the tutorial. Well done! That brings us to the end of today's tutorial, as I'm not showing you how to set up directly Google Assistant and Alexa, as there is already a lot of tutorials online showing you how to do that. But it does mean when you're setting up these services, all you need to use is the URL under source. Thank you for watching today's tutorial. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video. I'll be trying to do a few more Home Assistant tutorials in the future. If you have any questions or something you don't understand, please leave a comment below and I'll try and fix it as quick as I can.